Hey everybody, happy Thursday evening live tutorial stream. It's the last tutorial of our holiday week of these are gifts, last minute gifts hopefully that you can make from things that you have hanging out in your house, in your stash, things that are easily accessible, and because I'm sure that, you know, no one else on this stream has a pending membership to Procrastinators Anonymous, because right? I mean, Carol hasn't even put in her application for membership to Procrastinators Anonymous. Like, I mean, you know, it tends to be an artistic a trait that circles around creative people, and I know that's not true of all creative people, but it's definitely true of me. Okay, so let's just go ahead and say I'm not generalizing. I'm not trying to, you know, project anything onto anybody else out there but me. I'm a procrastinator, like super bad procrastinator, for a number of reasons. You know, number one being I always have... Oh my god, they still have the bunny, Heather? I did not know they still had the bunny. Oh dear. That sucks, Tallyfet. Amy says she is the keynote speaker of Procrastinators Anonymous.
I'm a founding member.
Carol May says she's a founding member of Procrastinators Anonymous.
You want to know how we answer the phone?
I do, but you need to come do it on camera.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna have the founding member of Procrastinators Anonymous on camera for you all.
Just stand here.
Yeah.
Procrastinators Anonymous, can you hold, please?
And that's how we do it at the Beading Dreams. They have the bunny again. Okay, Tallyfet. Heather says her video and sound is lag. No, it's fine. So I don't know. Refresh me. Can you actually refresh me by refreshing me? Because that'd be pretty cool. Honestly, if you could like refresh me and fix my brain mouth lag, that'd be amazing. Okay, Tallyfet refreshed. Unfortunately, did not fix my brain parts, but that's okay, because you know what? I am within spitting distance of the end of my day, and that makes me so incredibly happy. Tomorrow we are open. I am working tomorrow. I'm here at Beading Dreams. I'm not going to be streaming. I have no idea if tomorrow at Beading Dreams is going to be insanely busy or insanely slow. Christmas Eve is a total crapshoot, but the thing is, either way, it's only 3 hours of work that I can pretty much coast through. So today is always, the 23rd's always the worst day of the Christmas season for... Alma, you're the one who's watching us on YouTube. Hi! Or you were. You are. I don't know what the heck just happened. But yeah, I was like, I've got people on Twitch and people on Facebook, and someone's watching us on YouTube. Who's watching us on YouTube? Because I never promote our YouTube channel. I mainly, actually, it was either Jen or Tallyfet's suggestion to simulcast to YouTube, just to start creating that history of classes that are never going to go away, since Twitch will knock them off after 6 weeks. And yay, Alma, that's amazing. So yeah, so maybe in the new year I will actually start promoting our YouTube channel. But it's exciting, Alma, that you just like found it and you're there. That's freaking fantastic. So welcome to the last of our series of, I don't know why I'm about to put this ruler away because I'm gonna use it in just a minute. Of course I know why, because it's the 23rd of December. I am officially, it's like whatever's lower than Christmas carrot, like I've officially lost all of my brain cells. Like Christmas radish. I'm a Christmas radish. Heather, we've got a new, okay, there needs to be a vegetable scale of Christmas intelligence. We need to work on this for next year. So yeah, Christmas Christmas radish right here. Sharp, spicy, and a little bit red in the face. So it's actually very appropriate. So this is the last of our series of holiday, last minute holiday gift classes. Like, seriously, the oh crap, I need a gift for, my sister's cousin's aunt, and I need it tomorrow, and it's Christmas Eve and everything's closed, and what can I do with what's in my house? So this is our string of lights earrings. So this requires 8 teardrop beads, but it only requires 2 of each type. Now, one of the things that I like about this project is that if you don't want to try and make it look like a string of Christmas lights, you don't have to try and make it look like a string of Christmas lights. Like, this is going to look good with whatever beads you choose. And you could use all the same beads. You could use 8 of the exact same beads if you happen to have 8 teardrops in your stash that you're like, I have no freaking idea what to do with these. Wham bam, there you go. If you've got, 2 sets of 4, you could totally alternate them. Or if you've got just, okay, Tally, hey Heather, remind me, it's going to be so much easier to do teardrops on stream now that we've remerchandised them. So remind me, Heather, for next week's Wednesday sale, we should do teardrops so that Tallyfet can have more teardrops stat. Oh, right? Oh my gosh. Whew. Yeah, y'all, it's been a season. Wow, that was supremely unattractive. But anyway, so more teardrop stat for next week, Wednesday sale. Got it, Tallyfet. But yeah, so again, if you've got 2 of several things, you can make these earrings. If you've got 8 of one thing, you can make these earrings. If you've got 4 of one thing and 4 of another thing, you can make these. If you've got 8 random freaking teardrops that kind of go together color-wise, you can make these earrings. So again, this is one of those, like, if it's the middle of the night before Christmas and you're not singing a cake song, you can absolutely do these. So let's talk tools and supplies. So you're gonna need teardrops. So Carol was really sweet, and Corvus, I think, only gets text for the sales. Also, what in the heck is my camera looking at all of my phone and my everything? Like, camera, why you show my personal business and mess to the internet? That's not cool. Nobody wants to see that. Anyway, so Carol was sweet enough to pick out some teardrops for me. So I've got green ones, I've got blue ones. I asked her to pick out festive colors and she did a smashing job. Purple ones and pink ones. So those are going to be my drops for tonight. I'm going to need wire. I need 26 gauge wire. That's going to be for adding my teardrops and also creating the little hats that are on them. And then I need 22 gauge wire, which it looks like, oh hey look, we don't need to order it. You know why? Because someone made this awesome label on it that says we have back stock. Labels are great. And that's going to be to make the little curvy bits. You could also use 20 gauge wire for this if 22 gauge was a little too flimsy for you. And then you're going to need, of course, a pair of ear wires. And I'm going to do my earrings tonight in silver since my sample I made in gold. As far as tools go, all you're going to need is your round nose pliers, your chain nose pliers. I still don't have a chain nose pliers here. I'm so sorry, y'all. I suck. So I have, what I have here is I've got like pseudo chain nose, I've got a flat nose, and then I've got a bent chain nose. So I'm going to be using both of those tools. This is a good. Oh, thank you. Is that a store one or yours?
Yours.
Oh,
Store.
Awesome. Carol May just brought me a chain nose. Yay. Look, that's a chain nose. But this is a good lesson in, again, was the night before Christmas, and all through the house I was throwing my belongings because I couldn't find my damn chain nose pliers. Okay, so I'm sorry, I was really trying to make a rhyme there, but the brain is just not. there. So, you know, if you can find some flat squishy things, flat nose pliers will work. Bent chain nose will work. They're just not as easy as a plain chain nose pliers. So chain nose pliers, round nose pliers, wire cutters, those are the tools that you're going to need, and that's pretty much it, and your own 10 fingers. So let's go ahead and cut some wire with which to start. So each of these, I forgot a supply. Actually, everyone talk to Ziggy and Heather for just a sec. I'll be right back. Thank you, Heather. I was just told that was the best Christmas poem Heather has ever heard from a radish. Oh goodness. Okay, so these are gold. If anybody's wondering where the struggle bus is parked right now, it's here. So anyway, what did I forget? Oh, well, okay, that's good. I mean, as far as like things that are acting up, your tire sensor is better than your actual tires. Okay, so what did I forget off of my supply that I just stated is rings, because if you'll notice, each of these little teardrops is on a ring, and that's what allows them to hang and dangle so prettily. So 5mm jump rings, that is what I forgot. So 5mm jump rings in silver, since I'm using silver, not gold. So let's go ahead and we're gonna choose our beads, and we're gonna wrap them onto our rings, and then we're gonna make our little chain of lights. So I need 2 of each of my beautiful beads that Carol has picked for me. And you know, when I'm picking beads, I like to make sort of matching pairs, but the cool thing about a pair of earrings like this, Allison is definitely under the struggle bus. Yes, it is on top. Hey, Corvus. Yeah, no, I'm definitely under the struggle bus. The struggle bus is, I mean, maybe I have like a struggle bus hat? Can a struggle bus be a hat? That's kind of what I feel like, is I have a struggle bus hat on today, because I'm making I think a solid showing of being no, we're not going to talk about my hair, but of being mostly normal. But yeah, no, this struggle bus is definitely on top of me. So I'm going to say I have a struggle bus fascinator. 3. Oh, Talitha, do tell about your ugly sweater. Does it have a bus on it? I feel like a bus is a good ugly sweater image. Okay, so I've got all of my awesome. Yay, pics. Okay, so I've got all of my what are they called? Beads is what they're called. I've got all of my beads chosen. Okay, so I've got my blue, green, purple, and pink. So now I'm going to wrap each of these beads onto one of my sterling silver 5mm rings. Now, these are jump rings. I want to make sure that the jump rings are completely closed, because a lot of times when you get jump rings, because of the manufacturing process, you'll get them and they'll be slightly offset. So what you need to do is not use that pliers, Lord. is just make sure that you close them and line them up like so. Now alternatively, if you have them available, you could use soldered rings as well. Which, by the way, one of our lovely customers whom I adore and is loyal and I appreciate so much came in today, December 23rd, 2021. I finally figured out the year, y'all, and it's about to be, you know, a new year, but came in today, December 23rd, the year of the pandemic, the year of the supply chain, you know, snafus and shortages of everything, and proceeded to bitch and moan about us being out of all the things she needed. It was awesome. I didn't kill her. I'm sure that the Carols appreciated not having to dispose of any bodies.
Shoveling.
I mean, okay, also, to be fair, like, I have a very short fuse right now. I'm at this point, I'm literally 90 minutes from the end of my workday, thank God. I slept in a closet last night with my dying cat, and I also only slept for 4 hours because of Christmas projects. So, Amy?
Wits in?
Pardon?
Wits in?
Amy's needling me.
Not a good time,
Oh Lord, I hope the stream heard that because that was amazing. Yeah, Amy, like, there are better times for giving me crap. But yeah, no, I have a very short fuse today. Hopefully tomorrow will be better because I will still be sleeping in a closet with my dying cat, but I will at least get to do it for longer than 4 hours. And I know, Amy, and I won't have to, and I'm not making anything tonight. There's no jewelry, I'm not touching anything jewelry related tonight. So tomorrow should be better, I hope. I have some of your phone numbers, so if you get a call from me, it's because I need bail. So, I've got my 6, is it 6 or is it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8! So I've got 8 of my jump rings that are shifted and closed, and I'm going to start wire wrapping my teardrops. So when I'm wire wrapping my teardrops, I'm going to be using my 26 gauge wire, and you can do this one of 2 ways. I prefer to cut a fairly long piece and work off of that. Hey Carol, thank you so much for doing that. But you can also cut individual pieces for each teardrop. So it's really up to you. You're gonna need approximately 8 to 12 inches per teardrop, and that just kind of depends on how extravagant you want to be with the wire wrapping. So what I will typically do is I'll cut myself about a 2-foot piece, and that'll get me about 2 teardrops. The benefit of working off of a longer piece is you have less weight, less waste. Not weight, waste. Oh, I'm so sorry, Heather. You know, and bun output is really great for gardens too, but I'm definitely not going to ask you to bring any back with me or for me to Dallas. That's why I never had bunnies as pets, because I had a friend in middle school who had a bunny as a pet, and there was just so much poop. The bunnies poop a lot. Like there was so much bunny poo. I was like, I can't handle this much bunny poo. Like, and we're not even going to talk about trying to get my mother to handle this. But bunny poo is actually really good for gardens. So anybody out there who has a garden and a bunny, I salute you. I feel like having a bunny that lived in my backyard with Ziggy would be a bad choice.
Oh, no bueno.
Yeah, so I am just going to continue to buy bags of manure from the home improvement store instead of attempting to manufacture my own. But I am jealous. Like, I want the bunny poo, but I just want to somehow, like, magically transport it, like, from, you know, Houston straight into my garden beds. Like, I don't really want to handle it. I don't want to smell it. I don't want Heather to have to handle it. I just want to be like, poof. And if I could figure that out, then I would be a rich woman. Okay, so now we're going to start wire wrapping these teardrops onto these loops. So, if anyone survived the cat harem. That's fair. So I am Oh, Lori has a backyard bunny. I did not know that. That's cool. Okay, so wire wrapping teardrops. So I'm going to take my teardrop and my 26 gauge wire. I'm going to thread my 26 gauge wire through the hole in my teardrop. So these are top drilled teardrop beads. So this is really just a variation on Chain of Tears with a little bit of extra wire work. So if anybody's sitting there thinking, hey, this seems awful familiar, that's because you've seen it on the Beading Dreams stream many, many times before. And now you're going to see it 8 more times again. So thread your 26 gauge wire through. Whew. Sorry, y'all. So close to being done. I can do this. I can handle the rest of the stream, and then I can drive myself home without falling asleep at the wheel. I can do this. This is a thing that I can do, have done. Yes, post a bunny photo, Heather. I feel robbed that you've only posted doggo photos and no bunny photos, because that's not fair to the bunny. Just saying. Okay, so thread your wire through so you have a short side and a long side. Then you're gonna, and you want your short side to be, okay, apparently I'm just allergic to the word short side. You're so sweet, Amy. No, I can get myself home, but first I have to finish the stream. And this is so much better than earlier today when it was like, you need to knot 3 necklaces, drop off in Plano, do a stream, work for 6 hours, and then do another stream, you know, and then get yourself home. I'm done with the last 2 things on that list, which is amazing. So, shorts. Pardon?
Amazeballs.
I am so happy about this. And we had a good day at the Beading Dreams today. And I had a great team working with me because the carols are fantastic. Anyway, short side and a long side. This is the last time I'm going to say that. You want your short side to be about 1 inch long and the long side to be the entire rest, seriously, of your wire. Take your wire, bend it up against the holes of your bead to create a triangle. And you want the point of that triangle to be directly above the point of your bead if possible. Now I'm going to grab my chain nose pliers. And I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and grab my long wire directly above the point where my 2 wires cross. And then I'm just going to very easily bend that wire back. So what I've done now is I've just created a little sort of bend or jog in my wire, and I've centered my wire over the central axis of my bead. And I'm going to take my short side, I'm going to wrap it around my long side 1.5 times. You don't want to do this too many times. You don't want to get crazy with the wire wrapping, because if you do, your wrap is going to get really long, and that's not what you want. You want this to be about the bead, not necessarily about the wrap. Take your cutters, trim the end of your short wire off. Do not trim your long wire.
Don't do it.
Nope, you need it. Oh dear. Apparently the doggos in Houston are trying to eat Heather's liquor delivery driver.
Ah.
Bad choices, doggos. Don't do it. Nope. Alright, there we go. So that's now my Ooh, I can. Explain why some tips break. Okay, so that's my bead on a stick that I have created. I will use that. I will explain that, Amy, in a little bit. So Amy just asked, can I explain why the tips of some gemstones break off when you're doing this wire wrapping? And yes, I absolutely will. I'm going to go ahead and get through the rest of the technique, and then while I'm doing it, I will go ahead and expound upon why some stones are tip snappers and some are not. So this is bead on a stick. I've essentially created a head pin with a bead at the end of it. However, now I'm going to create a basic wire wrap loop that I'm going to use to attach this onto my ring. So I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to hold them so that they're touching that wrap that I just made. Now, bend my wire away from me over my pliers to make a 90-degree angle. This is the basic wire wrap loop. Okay, this is something that we've done multiple times on the Beading Dream Stream. We have lots of back to basics wire wrapped XYZ tutorials out there. So this is a new technique to you. Go back, look at some of our historical tutorials, look at some of the things that are still out there on Twitch, things that are out there on Facebook, things that are out there on YouTube. There are tutorials we have that focus exclusively on this basic wire wrapping technique. Once you made your 90-degree angle, loosen your pliers, rotate them 1/8 of a turn, and grab again. So what I've got now is I've got my pliers that are grabbing right on that corner that I just made. Now I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to bring it back up over the top of my pliers and down till it hits or almost hits my bead. Now I need to finish this loop, but I can't because this side of my pliers is in the way. So I'm going to loosen my pliers, rotate them out of the way, and I'm going to finish my loop by pushing, what is up with my exposure? There we go. Pushing my wire underneath my pliers and away from me, and creating this construction, which we call on the Beading Dream Stream the lady with a scarf. So, oh, poor Lori. Turbo is making her hand fall asleep. Oh, poor Sam. Tragically misunderstood. Samuel Houston Adams is the most adorable anxious doggo, I think, in the world. But he's not a giant doggo. He's 75 pounds, so he's a medium large doggo. But yes, I feel like if you had that that level of doggo in a full-on anxiety attack, you know, barking at you, that would definitely not be the most pleasant experience if you were a delivery driver. Oh, dogs. Okay, so now I'm going to take my ring. Okay, please tell me I do not have the hiccups on stream. That would suck. Okay, I think I'm okay. So anyway, grab your ring, thread your long wire into your ring, and go ahead and thread that ring all the way up and into the wire loop that you have made. So now what I have is I've got my teardrop, my loop that's attached to my jump ring or soldered ring. Now I'm going to take my long wire and I'm going to start wrapping. So I'm going to wrap down from my loop towards my bead, and I'm just going to keep wrapping down. At some point, I usually find it easier to switch hands and put my bead in my left hand and keep wrapping with my right hand. And I'm just going to keep going down until I've covered over the holes in my bead and made myself a little hat, like so. And then I'm just going to bring that wire straight up to the top and wrap it once around the little neck that I've made right underneath the loop, trim it off, and press it down. So there is number 1 bead on a ring. So now we're going to do this 7 more times so that all of my beads wind up on a ring. So now let's talk about, for just a second, the question that Amy asked, which is why, when you're doing this, do some beads, the tops, snap off of them? And so there's a couple of reasons for that. Okay, reason number 1, you know, and really the root reason of all of it is because this, sorry, apparently I forgot how to work my stream. Okay, this here is a very fragile place to drill a teardrop because you have so much material down here and so little material up here. So first of all, you're just dealing with inherently the fact that this is fragile, and then you're going to add to that the fact that now what I'm doing is I'm stressing this. I'm stressing this fragile part of my teardrop by putting wire through it and doing my wire wrap, and then you're going to add to that the variable strength of different materials. So this drop that I'm working with right now, this bright pink one, is chalcedony. Chalcedony is a very, very sturdy material. All of the ones that I'm working with tonight are pretty sturdy. Probably the weakest that I'm working with is the chalcedony. But so, not Heather, because Heather's not here. Carol was a doll, and she, okay, so I've got my bead on a stick. Now I'm going to go ahead and make my basic wire wrap loop. She picked me my teardrops for tonight, and she was witness to when I was making my sample, which does in fact contain, as Amy just said, apatite. All right, that's this one right here on the bottom, this beautiful electric blue stone. I love apatite. It's gorgeous. Heather was here every time, not Heather, well, Heather was probably also here, but Carol was here when I was making this sample and cursing every time I snapped the tip off of an apatite. So you just have to realize that you're dealing with an inherently fragile situation to begin with, and then you add to it, okay, so now I've got my stone, not my stone, my loop. I'm sorry, y'all, words. I know words, I promise. In my, so my, let's try this again, shall we? So, I think I'm gonna have to give up multitasking for tonight because I just don't have the brain cells. So I've got my ring, I've threaded that into my loop. Now I'm gonna hold across my loop. I'm gonna wrap down and make my little hat. No, I'm not, oh god, no, I'm not gonna have an anxiety episode. Thank goodness. I think I've passed that portion of my holiday self, and now I'm just into exhaustion mode. So I'm just gonna bumble and mumble and say wrong words and drop things until I finally get through these earrings and I can go home and go to bed. So I promise no anxiety tonight. That's one thing that I can be fairly certain of because I'm at this point just too dang tired. Also my eyelashes are doing something weird. Anyway, okay, so and I'm sorry, I don't know why my camera all of a sudden decided that like it's the middle of the desert on my stream here, but there you go. It's a little yellowy, but that's less bright. So I made the little hat. So the key to the little hat is just keep wrapping down until you've wrapped over the hole in your bead, and then just bring it right up to the top and wrap around once to secure. Then trim your end off and tuck it in. Ta-da! So, that's okay, so another good question. Alright, so now I'm going to wrap these remaining 6 beads. So Sharon asked, is there anything you can do with teardrop beads once you've snapped the tips off of them, other than glue them onto a mosaic? If you're a fabricator, you can set them. If you are friendly with epoxy, you can actually take a bead cap or a cone and you can epoxy it onto the top of your bead. And what you do to fix that is you'll take your cone, you'll stick a head pin or piece of wire up through it, then epoxy it down onto your bead so that you've got your bead and you've got your cone and you've got your wire kind of sticking out the top, and then you can use that to make a wire wrapped loop, which you can use to attach your bead to something. So the answer is, once you've snapped the tip off of a teardrop bead, it's got no hole. So then your options are limited to, you know, basically what you would use for cabochons and things with no holes, which limits you to epoxy or actual fabrication and setting. Which does remind me that you probably have noticed that this is not a Torch Thursday class. This evening, I'm so sorry, but not because I, first of all, know that a lot of you don't have torch setups in your homes, except for, you know, possibly Cindy Starr if she's watching. So for last minute holiday gifts, torch is not the best thing. Okay, why so bright, camera? That's better. And second of all, torch streams are harder to teach, and I, as have previously stated, losing what's left of my mind. Like I said, I should be better tomorrow. That's my lady with the scarf. You can see it there. Glued on bead cap hat. Hey, happy to be helpful. I feel like I'm too big and my hands are too small, so we're gonna reverse, not reviews. Oh, Corvus, so what are you making your 3-layer necklace with? And why? I keep turning off lights and my cameras keep deciding that it's still like the noonday sun on the Beading Dreams stream. It's dark, by the way, outside, and it ain't that light in the Beading Dreams, but apparently my cameras are like, oh yes, we shall, you know, burn you with the light of 1,000 suns. So, oh dear. Ugh. Okay, so I made my lady with a scarf, and now we're gonna hold the cross, wrap. Don't forget to make the hat. Okay, yes, I got a little Midwestern there. These things happen when you're Midwestern and tired. But, you know, at this point you would typically cut this off and tuck the end in, so don't forget to keep going and make the hat, because if you are going for the, you know, kind of Christmas lights look, the hat is really what does it. Ah, yes, Corvus, post in Discord, please. Once you've completed your hat, bring that up, go round, trim and tuck. And thank you, Amy. I'm happy to be doing a stream, even though I am definitely not at my best right now. I'm still happy to have this last opportunity to stream with all of you before the holiday. Alright, so again, repeat, repeat, repeat. Also, apparently, I'm having the stream sniffles. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on the Beading Dreams stream for the rest of this week and for next week. So, the rest of this week, guess what? We're going to be dark. Yes. No stream tomorrow. No stream on Saturday. So that Heather and I can recover and recuperate. Hi, Boots! Hello, hello! How is everything with you? girlfriend, like, how's it going? You were, I know, not doing so hot, so it's so good to see you. Love, love. None of these amethysts fit my way. How's everything in your part of the world, Boots? How's everything with you? And, we've decided, I'm a Christmas radish. I have lost all of my brain cells, not that I had an overly generous amount of them to start with, but, yeah, I am for sure at the very end of my wits, because it is, yeah, the 23rd of December, and that's literally my least favorite day of the year, is December 23rd, because that's the last day typically of the Christmas crunch, here in the US at least, because it's the day that, like, everybody who needs to pick their stuff up on Christmas Eve, for whom I'm subcontracting, like, obviously if their clients need to pick their stuff up on Christmas Eve, I need to get it to them by the 23rd. It's the last day where everyone's kind of frantically shopping. Most people, you know, try and not shop on Christmas Eve. Not everybody. We're definitely going to get a lot of last minute shoppers tomorrow, I hope. Knock on cinder blocks. But yeah, so the 23rd is typically my least favorite day of the year, because it is the most frantic. I've usually been up for multiple nights, with very little sleep, which is a trend which has continued for this year, and yeah, so I'm so close to having made it through the 23rd, but how does that compare to wait, but I don't like vegetables, so maybe I'll just go with Reliant Energy instead. Because I don't think I can power anything right now. Like, even if I were a vegetable, ugh, I'm having lighting issues. Like, I'm just, Oh, I'm sorry, Boots. Well, thanks for hanging out and joining us. I don't know what the F is up with my lighting situation, and at this point I don't have the brain cells to figure it out. So it's either going to be very bright or very yellow or all of the above, but I'm making this little hat on my amethyst here, and then I'm going to finish it off by going up to the top and around and trimming it off. Well, thanks, Boots! So I am in the process of doing classes for next week. We're going to have a similar, okay, so there is my little amethyst. This is not my best work, but, you know. Yeah, working on classes for next week. So definitely have a have the stream sniffles, but have a metal necklace that I actually created a couple of weeks ago, and then forgot that I had promised to do the wire earrings instead, the wire filigree earrings. So we've got a stamped and textured metal necklace that's going to be on the stream next week. We're going to have a similar week to this week next week, so I'm going to be streaming Wednesday with a tutorial and a sale, Thursday at noon, Thursday at 6 p.m. And then Friday next week, we are going to be doing a New Year's Eve Zoom. So we will be on Zoom from 6 to 8 on New Year's Eve, and then everyone is going to go ahead and do their own thing after that. For some of us, that's going to be go to bed. Just saying. And so yeah, so we have, for next week, we definitely have our stamped and textured metal necklace. We have our mask chain and glasses chain convertible tutorial, and then something else that I haven't decided yet that I will decide tomorrow. So working on that for next week. Okay, so again, I'm wrapping this down. Okay, goodness gracious, y'all, this isn't even A shenanigan stream. What are y'all talking about on the chat? Here I'm doing shameless self-promotion, and they're talking about eggplants. And not in a chaste and virtuous way. Because chaste and virtuous is totally what we describe the Beading dreams stream. Yeah, anyway. It'd be really nice if I wasn't drowning in my own snot. What the hell? Alright, so trim and press down. See, Corvus, that's exactly what I did. Cause I'm just sitting here like making these earrings that I'm, you know, theoretically teaching everyone to make, and I look up and there's, you know, scurrilous vegetable references happening on my stream and my chat. Really, people. I know, I shouldn't be surprised. Time for another piece of wire. So you'll notice that I cut about 2 to 2.5 feet of wire, so that would do about 2 beads. It's actually done 2, 4, 5 beads. So I have a tendency to overestimate. You've probably figured that out by now. So, also, hey, 19 viewers. There's a fair number of you more than there were when we started. So thank you so much for hanging out with us on our last holiday tutorial stream where we are making our string of lights earrings. Okay, so I got 3 more beads to wrap. Okay, so I read that, Lori, as eclectic vegetables. We were talking about electric vegetables. Have they started making vibrating inserts for zucchinis? Just asking for a friend? Yeah. See, here's the other thing, is I have no impulse control at the moment. I got nothing. I have no adult skills left except for, you know, driving, which I will exercise in a little bit because that's pretty much a rote skill and not something that requires brain function on a high level. But I'm very easily distractible with juvenile humor. Electric. Hey, somebody tag electric vegetables for the button list, please, because I really feel like there needs to be, and Corvus is the one who's gonna have to make this happen. Thanks, Alma. Corvus is the one who's gonna have to make this happen, but there needs to be like some kind of a graphic of a zucchini with little vibrating bits around the outside of it. Now, I screwed up. Did anyone notice me screwing up, or were you just involved in visions of vibrating zucchinis? I cut my wire off and I didn't make a hat. Okay? This is something that happens, especially when you're tired, when you're distracted. I'm all of these things right now. So, this is how you fix it. Okay, you could start over, and if you're a perfectionist, that's what you would do. I am not a perfectionist, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to wrap it around my little neck here, and then I'm going to continue wrapping down over my bead like nothing bad ever happened. Just keep wrapping. It's like just keep swimming, only with wire. Once you've covered over the hole in your beads, again, bring it back up top, wrap it around the little neck, and then just cut off both of your tails. Sure, Boots, you absolutely can. I will set them aside for you. I know, for a hatless bead in the winter. It's terrible. So then I'm just going to cut off this tail from where I added that wire on, and then this tail from the end. press it down. There we go. Okay, 2 more beads to wrap. We're going to see if I can do this without screwing it up. Also, I don't know why all of these strand hooks are like invading my workspace, but they totally are. Also, random rings. So many things invading my workspace. Oof. Alright, so continuing on. Onward we go. Da, da, da. So, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Boots. Arthritis sucks. I don't have it in my hands, knock on wood, but I'm pretty sure I do in my back. Okay, so I wrap that, trim it off, tuck it in. What do you mean, Corvus? Elaborate a bit, and I bet I can answer that question. And then... Heather, is it really Jeff's very first white Christmas? That's... wow. Alright, add my ring. So Corvus has asked, are there particular measurements for necklace sizes? So if we're just going to use me as an example, so you're usually looking at even inch lengths at 16, which would hit me right here, right at the base of my throat. 18, which is what my necklace is now. 20, 22, 24. Then usually you skip to like 30, 36. So the main thing that I think is important about necklace lengths is for every inch of drop visually, you want vertically, you add 2 inches to the length of the piece. So you know, 16 inch goes here, 18 inch goes here. No, I don't know why my skin is acting like an Etch-a-Sketch right now. But anyway, 1 inch vertical equals 2 inches of length. So if you want, you know, something that is an inch longer visually than a 16 inch, then you add 2 inches to the length. That gets you 18 inches. In centimeters, it goes up by 5, which is 2.5 inches. So, or approximately 2.5 inches. So that does actually translate. Because if you go up by 5 centimeters, you're essentially doing a 1 inch. And I mean, but Corvus, here's the other cool thing: is the good thing about making your own stuff is you don't have to be stuck with those commercial sizes of chain. You don't have to be stuck with 16, 18, 20, etc. If you want to make a, 19.625 inch chain, you can do that. So it's good to know the standards. It's also good to know that you're not constrained by them. You are a free corvid to do what you want. Do what you want, when you want, how you want. Alright, I'm almost done. I got one more bead to wrap here. Let's see. So, it's almost Christmas. That is... oh, good God. Well... reasons I don't have a dog. Cats at least are more finicky eaters. They puke on everything, but they don't eat everything. At least my cats. Turbo apparently has a thing for headphones. But anyway, so it's almost Christmas. So for everybody out there, whether you celebrate or not, Whether you're having a good Christmas or a shitty Christmas, or a little bit of both, because you know what? Those two things don't actually have to be mutually exclusive. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure Heather's heart as well, if she were here, I'm pretty sure she's nodding her head at the moment, that we cannot say how much we appreciate each and every one of you who are regular viewers of the Beading Dream stream, those of you who are drop-ins, those of you who are lurkers, those of you who are, yes, we totes have a Discord. Can somebody do exclamation point Discord for me? Because my keyboard's over there. And also I'm on a sentimental thing. So anyway, like everyone, whatever role you guys play in the Beading Dream stream, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you. We would not have made it through the past 2 years, either mentally or financially, without you guys out there. So thank you so much. You being here is the best Christmas present that I could possibly have, and I really want to thank all of you guys for being my present. That being said, please don't send me photos of yourselves wrapped in saran wrap, because it's not that kind of relationship. But 100% seriously, no joking, like I can't tell you how appreciative I am of each and every one of you, everything that you bring to the stream, whether it's just a viewer number, whether it's commenting, whether it's buying things on our live sale, you know, being ridiculous, encouraging other people to be ridiculous. Like, y'all are amazing. So thank you so much. Seriously. Okay, let's finish these earrings, and then you know what? My ass is going home. So y'all are freaking hilarious. Jan, on the dark side, like I said, post the Discord, and now everybody is posting the Discord. So hey, if you're not a member of our Discord, just hop on over to Twitch. There's about 7 invite links over there for our Discord. Okay, now I'm going to do my little curved sections that are going to link everything together. There are 3 of those per earring. Those are made from 22 gauge wire, and I'm going to go ahead and cut all of them at once. So that's going to be a 1-inch piece of wire per little curvy bit. Excuse me. So I need 6 1-inch pieces of wire. Y'all are amazing. I mean, the next couple of days are going to be a much needed break, though, as everyone who was on the sale last night knows, I have to spend Christmas with my freaking mother. That's not a break. But I will miss y'all. And I'll probably pop on Discord to wish everyone a happy Christmas. But I really do need... really just need a day to be silent. 4, 5, 6. Which is not upcoming in my future. Maybe New Year's Day. Maybe I get to be silent on New Year's Day. Heather, because technology is a fickle mistress. That's all I got on that one. Okay, so I got my 6 1-inch pieces of wire. I'm going to grab my round nose pliers. I'm going to take my wire, and I'm going to use the very end of my pliers to turn a little loop. And then I'm going to use the end of my pliers to turn a loop on the other end of the wire, and I want these loops to be going the same direction, like so. And then I'm just going to use my finger to give that wire a gentle curve. Ha! Heather's sleigh is there. And by sleigh, she means person's car that is full of alcohol. I think that's amazing. Oh, sorry, Amy, I spoilered what's in the sleigh. So again, double loops facing the same way, and then you're going to bend the opposite way over your finger or your thumb to create a curve. So now I'm going to do this for all of my 6 1-inch pieces of wire, and again, this is my 22 gauge wire. So everything that I've done up to this point has been with my 26 gauge wire. So now I'm switching to my 22 gauge. You could do this with 20 gauge if you want something a little sturdier. You could also take these, you could put them on a bench block, you could hammer them if you like a hammered look. So there are lots of different, again, variations and things you can do to make this earring design your own. Hey, Jan! Yay, Christmas cheer! I'm looking forward to Christmas pajamas, and by Christmas pajamas, I mean any pajamas I can get my hands on when I get home, and then I'm going to crawl into the closet with Pika and go to sleep and not wake up for like 12 hours, and it's going to be amazing. So this is the shape we're going for. So again, loop, loop, and a little bit of an arch. Jan, Carmen. I saw that. Though I am surprised that no one's yet made a joke on the chat about mistletoes. Just in Discord. Last one. Apparently the mistletoes took Corvus's chain. They're like elves on the shelf. They're, you know, they're really mischievous at this time of year. So Boots asked, is there a necklace that goes with this? That's an interesting question. You could very easily turn this into a necklace. So the way I've got the earrings set up, I've got the little pieces kind of going opposite directions. But if you switched it around so they were all going the same direction, so you had kind of like arches and then beads hanging from them, that would be really fun for a necklace that's kind of similar in style to this. Alright, so speaking of, let's go ahead and put this business all together, and then let's go home. Okay, so I got all my wire wrap beads, I've got my wire wrap, my little arch components, and I've got my ear wires. So let's start with an ear wire. Open it up. Remember, always open by twisting. We're gonna drop a loop bead component on there, and then close it up. Oh yeah, absolutely. Now I'm gonna grab one of my little arch pieces that I made and open up one of these wee tiny small loops. Notice it opens exactly the same as an ear wire loop does, and I'm going to link that on to the loop to which my bead is attached. Okay, so notice that my bead loop is the intermediary between my ear wire and my little arch piece, and then I'm going to close that up so that I have now this. So this is what creates this kind of string of Christmas lights look, is that these things are sort of hanging off to the side. I'm with Jan. G&T tonight. Agreed. Now I'm going to take the same component that I just linked on, and I'm going to open the other tiny little loop, the one at the opposite end. And I'm going to grab my next bead, drop that on there, and then close it. Then I'm going to get my next component. And again, open one of the tiny little loops. Now I want to try and set this component so that it's going the opposite direction from my first one. So I get this kind of S look. Hook that on there like so. Ooh, yes, mulled wine, 5 stars, do recommend. So good. Yes. Ta-da. So again, bottom loop, open, put on your next bead, and I'm taking my beads in ascending order of size. So I have my smallest bead, my next smallest bead, my next smallest bead, and then the last bead's going to be my biggest. And now I need another of my little arch components. Open. Oh my god, hot buttered rum! Lori, why did you have to remind me that I haven't had any hot buttered rum this holiday season, and I have butter, rum, and all of the spices needed to create this at my house right now? Okay, tomorrow night. Hot buttered rum tomorrow night. You're not sorry, Lori. Don't even. I don't believe you. But yeah, hot buttered rum, one of my favorites. I prefer, okay, so now we're going to take this and link it onto here. Again, we want to try and go the opposite direction of the one that's above it. Apparently I'm hosting a party, says Jan. But yeah, so my mother, as far as winter drinks go, and then last one goes on the bottom, she's a huge Tom and Jerry person, and I've never really been a Tom and Jerry aficionado. Hot buttered rum is totally my jam. All right, one earring, next earring goes together exactly the same. So yeah, definitely I see hot buttered rum in my future thanks to Lori. I start with blue. Corvus with the toads in the library, possibly the kitchen. I said totally. The toads would be insulted at the mispronunciation of their species. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Alright, earring number 2. Sorry, I had to do a bit of rescue because I was not paying attention because I was talking about hot buttered rum instead. Okay, so starting with my ear wire and my blue bead, my smallest bead, dropped on there, close it up. Is Corvus the mother of toads, or is she like the general of toads? Boots, what is your problem? That was a little more aggressive than I meant it to sound. How can we help you with your problem, Boots? Open. Link. Like so, and then close. But anyway, okay, and Amy just asked about my pearls. So they are, thank you, Amy. This is literally the only shirt that I wear these pearls with. They are really pretty. They were a gift from my pearl vendor. So they are freshwater pearls in this pretty kind of warm gray color. And the problem, it's not a problem, but the reason I don't wear them very often is because the vendor's wife actually knotted them for me. She's absolutely a sweetheart. but a strand of knotted pearls isn't necessarily always what I want on my neck mess. But yeah, I do love these. And so this shirt, God help me whenever I like burn a hole in this shirt, because then I will have nothing to wear this necklace with. Goodness gracious. I don't know, Boots. I feel like there's got to be some websites or Facebook groups dedicated to that. Open the bottom one, put on your next, and close it up. I mean, my solution would probably be to stuff it, but that's been my solution for the majority of my life. I was just telling my staff earlier, you know, it's the first time in my life, like, that I've actually been able to store things in my bra. Like, I never quite understood that because I've always been very flat chested until the pandemic happened and I gained a lot of weight. And now it's like, oh, things can't go in there. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, so go ahead and attach your next link to your bead. How's the homeless? Boots, I feel like that would smell bad. I do not recommend, not that I have any experience housing the homeless in my bra, but I just feel like it's a bad idea. Oh, yeah, we're so close to being done. Last one, animal rescue. Speaking of, anybody who's local in Dallas, so my kitty Pika is dying of cancer. She's having her last car ride to the vet on Tuesday. I think in the spring I am going to be looking for a new kitty. So if anybody has a line on any kitties in the spring that need a home, hit me up. It'll give me some time to get over the loss and all of that. Okay, so there we go. That's it. We did it. Yay! I did it. I made it to the end of my workday. I am at this point, I'm so freaking happy that I survived today, and I'm so happy that you all were here with me. So that's it. That's our string of lights earrings. So again, easier. Mediterranean, Heather, is my vote. Yeah, so there you go. That's our string of lights earrings. So again, if you're looking for an easy last minute gift, this is a really great one, and they look freaking fantastic. So and again, you don't have to use the Christmas light colors. Use any colors you want. They're a fabulous pair of earrings that, again, anyone on your gift list who likes earrings is sure to love. So guess what, y'all? That's it. I'm done with the Christmas week streams. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me, for all of the streams this week, for dealing with the fact that I've been increasingly incoherent and not necessarily focused. Thank you, Alma. Yay! But yeah, seriously, thank you all so much for hanging out with us on the Beading Dream stream. Everyone have a great night. Have a happy holiday. Anybody local in Dallas, if you need, thank you, Smee. If you need last minute stuff, we're here tomorrow on Lover's Lane from 1 to 4 only, okay? If you come at 4:15, I will love on you through the window and say, bye, we're closed. So, everyone have a great night. Have a wonderful Christmas. If you celebrate it, have a wonderful everything. If you don't celebrate it, I don't even care. Everyone be safe, be happy, be well. We appreciate you. And we will see you all back on this channel, twitch.tv/Beading Dream, Wednesday at 6 p.m. with a tutorial stream as yet to be determined. So everyone have a great one, and we'll catch you back on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream next week. Okay, bye y'all.